Yo. Happy Thursday, my peoples. Welcome to the Full Court Press. You hanging out with R. Dot once again, 2 times in 1 week. Can y'all hear me now? What's up? Yo, I want to give some shout outs, man. Cause I got some people listening from all over town. And I want to give a big shout out to one of my homeboys that I go back way back since we was a little guys. Little young guys, you know? So shout out to Davy Fern in the barbershop out in the Citrus Heights. Shout out to San Juan High School too. You know what I'm saying? That's the old stomping grounds right there. Back in 97, 94, 95, 96 era. Anyways, welcome to another edition. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Shout out to the NBA All-Star Weekend. Shout out to Lavar Ball, Rajon Rondo, and Isaiah Thomas. And I just want to thank all of you guys for giving us an opportunity to talk about something else that's NBA related besides Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. So, round of applause to LaVar Ball, Rajon Rondo, and Isaiah Thomas. Man, the LeBron James story's oversaturated, overkill. You know how that is, man. It's like if the story does not have anything to do with LBJ, then it's not getting produced to the masses. It's going to go low key. They're low key web publications, you know, like the Undefeated, you know, all those things is affiliated with ESPN too, or also. Big weekend here in Las Vegas for basketball. You know, shout out to all the preps that are in the playoffs right now, wrapping up their seasons, especially you seniors. You know, it's always hard for seniors to lead a game because once that final game happens, your senior year, it's over unless you go to college and play ball or play overseas or play in the military or whatever else, you know. But pretty much that's your last basketball game in an organized situation on a team like that where you get picked and don't have to pay. Because when you got to pay to be on the team, that don't necessarily mean you good. That just means you paid to get on the squad. We'll take your money any day, no matter how good or bad you are. We'll take the money. The money is all good. But, yeah, man, so a lot of guys made the prep teams, and a lot of the teams or a lot of the players that made these all-star teams for the city, their teams are in the playoffs. You know, just go hand in hand. You got good players. You're going to be playing in the postseason, you know, when it comes to these preps. So I want to give a shout out to all the Nevada preps who made the all-city team. Big shout outs to the MVPs. Here in Nevada, they break it down into sections since the city is so large. So we got Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, Northeast. So each one of those areas get an MVP attached to them. So first of all, my area, we'd like to give a shout out to Jamel Bay, 6'6" senior out of Bishop Gorman. He's ranked 93 on the ESPN 100 charts. You'll catch Bishop Gorman tonight. They're in a semifinal game against Desert Oasis, who also have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent on that squad also. They'll be facing Bishop Gorman tonight. Desert Oasis, they're 20-9. Bishop Gorman's 25-4. Also, I want to give a shout out to Marvin Coleman II. He's out of Foothill High School, 6'3" point guard, 16 points, 5 assists a game, 8 rebounds a game. He's a 3-star recruit. Hasn't signed any intent yet. He should be getting some looks as well. Also, I wanted to go back to Jamel Bay because I wanted to share you guys some of his stats. But most of you guys already know this kid. He's been on ESPN a few times. But if you're not familiar with this kid, He's 6'6". He's already committed to the University of Washington. He's averaging just over 17 points per game. He's gonna be a good recruit. He's a solid recruit. Brian Washington, Cimarron High School, 19-8 record, 6'4" senior, forward, average 22 and 12 rebounds. Shout out to him. MVP. And then last but not least, Kevin Lagarde, 22-2, 8-0 Canyon Springs record, 6'1" point guard. Just killed it this year too. Sweet jumper. I haven't seen all these kids, but I've seen two. I've seen two of them. And then I've seen a lot of the kids that's on the All-City team. If you want to check out the whole All-City team, we'll have it posted up on our social media later on today. But if you get a chance to go out and see Bishop Gorman versus Desert Oasis, or if you want to see that game, also Faith Lutheran and Clark Chargers, who's number 2, Clark, they'll be playing also following the Bishop Gorman game. All 4 of those teams are the top 4 teams in the whole state of Nevada. If you want to see them, men's basketball or boys basketball, you got to go out to Legacy High School. Starts about 5:30. You can watch both games. That's today, Thursday. Desert Oasis versus Bishop Gorman, Faith Lutheran, 22-5 versus Clark Chargers. Man, I want to talk to y'all about Lavar Ball. Boy, Lavar Ball crazy. Lavar Ball is crazy. But here's the thing about Lavar Ball, too, though. I don't even know if he said what he said or if it was maybe taken out of context. I mean, it was in Lithuania. I mean, it is a report. So I don't know if the report is all the way accurate since, it's being translated from a Lithuanian newspaper. I haven't seen any video of him saying that. But, of course, since what he said or allegedly has said, it's getting a ton of press. So, of course, LaVar Ball, the evil genius he is, he's not going to tamper with anything that's going on. If you guys said he said that, then if it's generating and garnering a lot of press, then you know what? He said it then. He's rolling with it. That's what I see. And if for those of you who've been living under a rock, LaVar Ball has said, allegedly, that he won't, his son in 3 years or in 2 years won't be re-signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. And the only team that his son Lonzo will ever sign to is a team that's willing to accept his other two sons along with Lonzo. So he wants all 3 of his boys to play on the same NBA team. And only way you get Lonzo is if you take the other 2, because they a package deal is basically what he's trying to say. So real talk, LaVar over there trying to deblow the game. He not trying to hear nothing of what anybody talking about right now. He making up all his own rules, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Because I know to a lot of folks, I've been getting cussed out because I've been one of the guys that's been supporting LaVar Ball. So I've been getting cussed out. But some of this stuff is ridiculous. But, man, I'm trying to find any angle that I can to have his back. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find any angle. But, man, I kind of feel like Lonzo and them. He ain't leaving me with much rope right now. I'm just saying, he not giving me much. So, dang, LaVar, calm down with all these ridiculous statements if that's what you said. Unless, real talk, unless he knows something. Like, for real, everything that LaVar Ball has said up to this point has came true. I mean, he's delivered on pretty much everything. He said his son would be an LA Laker. He said his son would get drafted at number 2. He pulled his son out of UCLA and said his son would get a $200,000 contract over in Lithuania to play ball and hold up the team. He did that. It's going okay for him. They got a Facebook show. I'm just saying, man, LaVar Ball, he may say some outlandish stuff, but I gotta give it to him. He be coming through though. He be coming through. I know a lot of you guys anticipating the Black Panther movie, and a lot of people was asking R. Dot, hey, you going to see Black Panther? You got to support the cause. And I'm just like, man, I don't really watch a lot of movies, period, and I definitely don't go to the movies that often. I like watching the comic book movies. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the guy that's gotta go see them. I'll catch him when I catch him, Like, I just saw, what was that? The Avengers, when all of them, all the Tony Starks and Iron Man characters and all his posse was fighting, what's his name? Oh, whack-ass Captain America and his, bullshit-ass shield. How you got a shield as a weapon? Get up out of here with that. No shield, no weapon. You don't get that weak stuff up out of there. But anyways, I just watched that, and that came out. I don't even know when it came out. I thought it just came out. But yeah, man, Black Panther, I'll catch it when I catch it. Let's try to get off the race thing, man. Let's try to get off of it and see if it's a good movie first before we blow it all up. I remember when I was younger, Juice with Tupac and Omar Epps and all those guys on everything. I thought it was a huge movie. Like, I thought it was like the Titanic, but it was like only the Titanic in the black community. I don't know if the Black Panther is like that because I haven't been around enough people to hear their reaction on Black Panther and how it is, if it's just as good as, or if it's just as famous as Spider-Man and all that. So I don't know how other communities are receiving the movie, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty good hit. I just don't want it to be like something way bigger in our heads than it is in the world head. And that's all I wanted to know. But kudos to the Black Panther and all the people that made it. It's going to be nice to see a black superhero if it's played right. I mean, we had some black superheroes. We had like Blank Man. I'm not even sure if Blank Man is a superhero, but we had him. Meteor Man. I don't even know what Meteor Man did. We had him. Who else we had? I can't even really remember. Is Roadblock from G.I. Joe, is that a superhero? I don't even know, man. Anyways, we had a few guys. It's going to be nice to see Black Panther. Oh, we had Blade. That was a huge one. Blade, we had a vampire superhero that only came out at night. So that was our superhero. So it'd be nice to have a superhero that can actually come out in the daytime. You feel me? So shout out to Black Panther. You guys go see it and tell us all about it here at the Full Court Press. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear about it. Let's see. What else we got to talk about? Oh, you know what? Speaking of race, I wanted to play this clip for you. It's a clip from when Jordan Clarkson, he had a nice little dunk the other day on the Celtics. I believe it was the Celtics game. This is what he had to say. I want y'all to.
What do you remember about that play?
All I remember was Cole telling me that I've been going to the hole like a light-skinned dude, so I got to start going like a dark-skinned. So when I seen the lane open up, that's all I remember.
You went to the hole like a dark-skinned dude?
Yeah.
So he basically said he went to the hole like a dark-skinned dude. Now, if you don't know what that means, there's been this little notion within the community, the sports world, that dark-skinned dudes go way harder than light-skinned dudes. Yes, people, in the black community, there's more segregation than there already is. As you guys see it, it's just black people or, colored or whatever you want to call us. But within our own group, we divide even more. Dark skin versus light skin, or red bone versus dark skin, or whatever you want to call it. So there's this notion that dark skinned dudes play way harder and they tougher on the basketball court acting light-skinned dude. Or when somebody acting all with an attitude or have, acting all prissy and sedity, you might hear a girl say, ew, why you acting all light-skinned? That basically means you acting all privileged, basically. So it's just something that's been going on in the black community for years. So what Jordan Clarkson was referring to, his coach was basically saying, you go into the whole like a light-skinned dude, which is on the court, basically saying you go into the whole weak and hella soft, like a diva, instead of going to the whole like a dark-skinned dude who was, out in the fields working hard, while the light-skinned, see, that goes all the way back to then, ties into that. But anyways, for the record, I'm a little on the lighter skin, but R. Dot ain't never played light skin. That's my word. And you can ask anybody. Because I'll Patrick Beverly foul you in a heartbeat and won't have no problem with it, because I know my boys on my team gonna jump in. They ain't gonna let me get beat up. I already know that. They ain't gonna let me get murdered like that or jumped up like that. So I'll Patrick Beverly foul you. Don't get it twisted and think, he light skinned. I'm about to do him. I'm about to just be hella physical with him, and he gonna, just bow down. Wrong. Cause R. Dot will foul you back in the day, real hard. And I met a couple of other light skinned guys that, they play hard too. They foul hard too. But don't get it twisted. I met some dark skinned dudes on the court too, and they don't play hard. They would just want to shoot J's all day, make sure they skin all lathered up with cocoa butter and, stuff like that, so they could be all shiny on the court because they dark skin. That dark skin got that shine when the lights hit it. That's what some of the cats used to tell me. So don't get it twisted. It go both ways. But I understand what he meant. And I just wanted to clear that up for the people who didn't know what being light-skinned was all about. You know what I'm saying? When Jordan Clarkson said that, because I know a lot of people was like, what is he talking about? What does he mean being light-skinned? He's black. But yeah, that's what Coach was talking about, man. Man, that really pisses me off, because that's so not me. I've never been called that, because I don't act like that. But I know some people that do. And it's funny, though, because when they acting that way, they know they acting that way, too. And so they just laugh it off. Yo, shout out to UNLV, man. You got to give them props. They might be turning over a new leaf, man. I'm telling you. Out of their last 8 games, they won 6. They lost 2 out of their last 8. They beat Air Force last night in a much tougher game than what they thought, because Air Force came with their A game, and they really showed some resiliency, especially in that second half. They played tough to crawl back in that game. UNLV won 81-73, but they pretty much led the entire game and really didn't have any panic on their, Air Force didn't impose any panic. Next game is going to be a tough game, and, the last 3 games are going to be tough because the next 3 games are going to be tough. It's important, I think, as far as seeding in the Mountain West Conference, that UNLV, they got 5 games left. They at least got to try to win 4. That would be my goal. I mean, realistically, you want to win all, but you're going to San Diego State on Saturday. That's going to be a tough game. Then you turn around that Tuesday and you're playing Fresno State. They're going to be hungry, depending on how they come out this weekend. If they win a couple of games this weekend, they might not be on their toes. But I doubt that. I think every team from here on out is going to be playing very hard in this Mountain West. Then they go to New Mexico, which is going to be a tough one. It's always tough in the pit. Then they play Nevada, who's tough. Nevada just beat Boise State last night at Boise State, who was 13-0 at home coming into that game. So it's going to be tough. it's definitely going to be tough. But UNLV, if they put it together, because like I said, they got a favorable schedule. I'm sorry, they don't have a favorable schedule. They got an unfavorable schedule with 3 of their last 5 games on the road. However, UNLV this year in conference play has been playing well on the road as well as playing very good at home too. So they got Nevada at home. That's going to be a revenge game for UNLV because they played Nevada well. They almost had that game, so that's going to be a tough game. The Fresno State's going to be tough. San Diego State's going to be tough, but it's winnable. New Mexico is going to be real tough, and then they close out with Utah State. So it's important for them to do well so that seeding factor will be good in the Mountain West tournament. You don't want to, trust me, you don't want a low seed. You want home court advantage. It's vital in the Mountain West tournament because these home teams in the Mountain West do very well, and these road teams don't do so well. So shout out to UNLV. I think the only way they get into the tournament, the big dance, is if they win the Mountain West. If not, depending on where they place in the Mountain West, they might get an NIT invite, which would be, a huge leap. Period from last year. Last year, UNLV didn't do too well at all. Like I said, Nevada won last night. And, I like this Nevada team a lot. They have a lot of size. They have a lot of upperclassmen. And they pretty smart basketball players on their team when they're not super erratic and they're well coached. Mike Musselman, he seems like a good coach, an easy coach to play for as long as you play D and hustle hard. He's got that NBA swag, coaching swag to him. So, I can see a couple of his guys on this team going to the NBA. Like I said, last night they beat Boise State 77-72 in a close game. That game was close all the way through because Boise State would not go away. They were 13-0 at home. Now they're 13-1. Now Nevada can be on cruise control. Their next game is at Utah State. They could play hard, but that's a winnable game. San Jose State, Colorado State, those teams aren't very good this year. And then they play at UNLV and at San Diego State. So Mountain West, it's going to be tough at the top because these guys play, some of these guys scheduling, they played the tough teams early. So early on in their scheduling, so now they can kind of cruise. Tonight in basketball, you might want to look at that Penn State-Ohio State game tonight. You just might want to look at that. I know Ohio State is ranked number 8 in the nation. They got some great players, and they're good. But Penn State is a tough home team, and that matters. Unfortunately, in college basketball, home court advantage or home cooking really matters. Some teams, they could be ranked number 1 and just not prepared to play, ranked number 2, whatever, it don't matter. We just seen it happen to Villanova. We see it happening all year long. Duke getting beat. So I would be careful if you gambling tonight. I would be careful gambling on the Ohio State Penn State game if you looking to take Ohio State because they're ranked. Also, good game later on tonight, 6 p.m. I know a lot of people might not watch this game just because, if you think about it, it is Pac-12 basketball. And, man, let's just be honest. Pac-12 basketball, it's just not the business this year. I'm so disappointed because I'm a Pac-12 basketball fan to the heart, But if you want to look at some Pac-12 basketball, tonight we got Arizona, number 17. They're going to be at Arizona State. Huge, huge rivalry game. You know how those games go. You know how much those teams love competing against one another. So tonight, you might want to get on that game. I'm going to look for the spread for you guys right now for that game. It looks like it's at Arizona -1. Looked like they the favorite. Arizona State looks like they was the original favorite. Got betted over to Arizona. Now they're the favorite. Arizona Let's take a look at Arizona, see what they're coming into this game as winning. Arizona, after winning USC last game 81-67, they lost their previous 2 games. They've been doing very well in the league. Before that, they won 8 in a row. I'm looking for Arizona State to kind of defend their home court advantage, where they're 12-2 though. And remember what I told you guys. Sometimes the rankings don't matter in league play, because these conference teams are these conference opponents, and these conference teams that play at home, they're stronger. Just remember that. We got Vegas Golden Knight action tonight. They're at the T-Mobile Center versus Edmonton. Vegas played the Chicago Blackhawks last game on Tuesday. They beat them 5-2 after the Flyers debacle 4-1. Golden Knights right now, they sitting at 37-15-4. You chilling on the Full Court Press. I want to thank you guys for listening. Give me 30 seconds. We'll be right back after this break. Listening to our Dodd and the Full Court Press. We're going to talk a little bit of NBA All-Star action this weekend in LA. LA is the spot to be. Woo! We got some callers from LA, man. So I gotta get his whole take on how the city is. I want to talk about these Warriors and why they keep losing. I want to talk about those Lavar Ball comments that, I shared with you guys earlier in the show, and I just want to get the perspective on some what's going on in LA, basically. So I got a caller on the line. He's been with us a few times. Well, one time already. I can't even say a few times. He's been with us one time already. I like to call him Harry, but you guys know him as Hater Harry. That's what you guys know him as. What's up, Hater Harry? What's going on?
Man, stop the press. Stop the press. Why is everybody already throwing LeBron Raymond James his parade? It's been 2 games, and y'all act like he just reincarnated Michael Jordan. Oh. It's 2 games. These are 2 kids he playing with who all think he's God. They're all carrying him on the golden carpet, and he thinks he's Aladdin. Well, it's newsflash. This is fool's gold. Y'all jumping on the bandwagon too early. Prince James will let you down.
Whoa. Wait. Harry, we talking about what are you talking about? What is this print? Why, how did we get on LeBron, man? We talking about the NBA All-Star game. What's going on?
We talking about this trade, and now all of a sudden, people think Golden State is going to lose. Golden State's still going to lose. Nobody cares about LeBron. He could get out of the JV East with me and you running the backcourt. Get off his nuts. Every time he wins, he's the greatest. Every time he loses, it's everybody else's fault. When are we going to hold this man accountable for his weak play, his constant whine? He's like a grown baby. I don't even want to talk about him no more. We in LA, baby. How you doing?
Woo! Let some steam out, Harry. Let some steam out. It's NBA All-Star Weekend, aka Black Super Bowl, basketball style. They in your hood. You gotta chill out. You gotta relax, man. I mean, LeBron.
I'm trying to relax, but your uncle keep bothering me.
He get you.
Lavar Ball.
Oh,
Let's
man.
talk about this crazy man.
What's going on with Lavar Ball? What you think about him? What's going on with what he just said in his recent statements? What you think about that? I wanted to get your perspective.
See, Uncle Var is pissing me off, all right? Uncle Var need to understand this ain't high school. This ain't Chino Hills. This is the LA Lakers. The storied franchise. Everybody ain't built to be in the purple and gold. And he's coming here like his son, what is it? Lonzo, I don't care all them L names. They taking L's right now. He just got here. And they acting like he's already reinvented the game. Whatever he did in high school and college, it don't matter. This is the league. You are succeeding Kobe, the second greatest two guard to ever touch a basketball that's breathing air. I don't like it. If he keep on, we gonna get him out of here, and we gonna work with Isaiah Thomas. I was mad he first got here, but I'd rather have him than Uncle Var.
Well, you heard Uncle Var just said that he's not going to resign with the Lakers, and the only team that he'll resign with is a team that's going to take all three of his sons.
We will trade him in the offseason so fast and so quick. Woo! We got money now. We need agents. We don't worry about the playoffs. We don't worry about getting to the finals. We want chips. This place is the land of stars. You think a $20 million actress who everybody in the world knows her is beautiful is going to come to a game where you can't even make the playoffs? You want rings so they can say, we champions over here. You better get it together.
Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention. What you think about, what was your thoughts on the Rajon Rondo and Isaiah Thomas little debacle last night?
Oh, my God. Oh, my sweet Jesus. They have turned the NBA into ballerina. These boys didn't even push. They just had a little hand check and a little don't touch me, and they kicked them out. Preschoolers get away with more than that. That would have been a good game to see that all game. I'm with the players with these refs. We need to clean house. There's too many grudges. Too many people want to be seen. Nobody's there to be the ref. You're just there to moderate the game and make sure they don't go crazy. I hate it. How soft the NBA is now. They might as well just do makeup before the game now.
Man. So Rajon Rondo basically, he said he not no Twitter thug. He stepped to Isaiah Thomas right when he saw him.
Well, Rajon always been a little like that. That's why he don't get along with Ray. Ray don't got a problem with nobody but Rondo. KG mad because he left, but Rajon Rondo and Ray don't like each other. But Rondo don't get along with nobody. That's why he's leading the league one year, and the next year he's a journeyman. At the end of the day, your talent can only carry you so far. But he's just upset that he got a ring, and they never talked about a tribute, and Boston just felt bad. They traded somebody who played when his sister died, so they wanted to just say, yo, no hard feelings. And he's just a little salty.
Now, have you been down to the Staples Center area yet? Have you felt the electricity of the city yet?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I thought it was Victoria's Secrets going on down there. It's like a tip drill going on.
Oh, wait.
You can fall in anything and it's slippery. Excuse me. Please me. It's everywhere.
Whoa.
It's everywhere. There's no hating coming from me this week, ladies and gentlemen. LA is, I hate to use the young word, but it's lit.
LA is lit right now. Now, I was explaining earlier in the show about this little notion because Jordan Clarkson, after he dunked on the player from Boston, he had said that Kobe used to call him, stop playing light skin. And I had explained to the, our audience what playing light skin or being light skin meant to them. What is it being light skin? What being light skin mean to you?
First of all, y'all are the closest thing to being a heterosexual female that we can think of.
Whoa.
Y'all
Who is y'all?
Y'all are super. Don't act like you ain't dark. You're a little lighter.
My emoji is the dark one.
Well, you might need more people. We don't believe you. Okay, Chris Breezy. Now listen here. First of all, y'all already got the perm color hair, which makes y'all think y'all pretty. Y'all got the different color eyes. Any little mark that gets on you shows up so much because you light skinned. So most of y'all are pretty boys and pretty girls. Don't touch my face. I don't do work. You never look like you even lifted anything in your life. So you finna come on the court, and if I sneeze on the same court as you, you call it a foul? Nah. And most of y'all shoot jumpers. None of y'all have hops. Y'all try to act like, man, I'm real. No, you kind of like, you ain't got no hops. Rarely do you find a light-skinned person with hops. I know y'all got Gerald Green, but okay. Let's relax.
What about Aaron Gordon?
Trade.
What about Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine and Blake Griffin? All them winning.
That's why y'all. That's like y'all MJ. That's like white people Bird. Whenever they say white people can't play, what about Bird?
What about Bird?
People can't jump. What about Blake? Like that's y'all go-to. Knock it off.
Hey, now Boston. I want to talk about the Celtics because they last 10 games they're 5-5, losing last night on national TV to the Clippers, and now they lost their last 3. What's going on with the Celtics?
Boston is that girl you see in the club. She sipping champagne. Everything's popping. You see it. You say, you a goddess. And they cut the lights on you like, what the hell? They makeup has come off. They are in the JV East, and they think they was balling against weak players. Everybody has a little momentum coming out at the beginning of the season. Jason Tatum's hit his rookie wall. Jaylen Brown is only in his second year. He's still learning. Marcus Smart is just a character. Kyrie Irving, this is his first time doing this with us all on you. Our only big man, Al Horford, is really a stretch 3, pretending to be a 4. We don't have no real defense. Well, not we. That's not my team. I'm Laker. But they don't have no real defense. And they've been playing against the JV East. Relax. They'll get to the second round. Maybe the Eastern Conference, but they're going to lose to Cleveland.
Now, here's something I want to spark on you. The Toronto Raptors, they're 9-1 in their last 10 on a 7-game win streak. Are they for real, 41-16?
They're going to lose to Cleveland. They're not going to – they could beat everybody else, but it's the JV East. I don't care about anybody but Cleveland in the East because none of them have a chance. They're all just – they're all 7s, and Cleveland's the dime. And it's like, if I go to the other one, it's such a drop-off. I'm not worried about them. So nobody cares.
So what do you say about people who say, Golden State, I'm one of these people. Our dot is one of these people. Golden State will not win the championship because they won't go to the finals this year. They're 6-4 in their last 10. And they just lost last night, and Dame Lillard cooked Steph Curry. He cooked the Warriors last night. What do you say about that?
I would tell those people that they need to stop doing drugs because it's not helping their judgment. It doesn't matter. This isn't the NCAA tournament where anybody can win. You have to beat them 4 times. There's no professional team in the NBA that's going to beat them 4 times. And they can beat anybody 4 times without being full strength, because you still got KD, Clay, and Steph. You could take one of them out and they'll still beat anybody 4 times because they did it already. KD is just, let me get a little extra chocolate on my cake.
Give me one PG-13 Las Vegas story, Hater Harry.
Oh, man. I don't know if I got any of those. Let me think way back. Shit. You know what? I don't think I got any of those.
And there you have it right there. That's why they call it Sin City, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to hear you hate. And hope you have a good time All-Star Weekend.
For sure, anytime. Get off LeBron nuts. His fool's gold. Uncle Var is crazy. And don't believe anything in the West outside of Cleveland. And Lakers are 2 years away from winning the chip. Holla!
And there you have it, yo. Thanks for calling. Peace. Man, Hater Harry is something else, yo. I can't believe it, yo. Man, he loved the Lakers, though. And he loved Kobe. You can't tell him nothing about Kobe. But I wanted to get on these these Golden State Warriors real quick, because I must be one of those people that's smoking crack, because I see the same thing that bit the Cleveland Cavaliers in the ass last year that's kind of biting the Warriors in the ass this year. And that is, they think they could turn it on and turn it off whenever they want. Man, I don't care who you are. No team is good enough to do that. No team. Like right now, it seems like a joke, and there's not a huge panic button because we're in the regular season, and there's a lot of horrible teams out there that they're playing that don't practice, and they just stay horrible the whole season. But what I see is when they play against these playoff teams like the Trailblazers, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Jazz, the Rockets, they losing. These the teams that they see in the playoffs. You losing to them in the regular season. Now, everybody wants to say, hey, they got the target on their back. Teams are going way harder at them than they are going at the teams that, you know, they're basically the hunted instead of being, you know, they're not the hunters anymore, basically is what people are saying. That's BS. You know, and Steve Kerr always talks about this with his own three-peat with the Bulls. You got to look for motivational tools to get you going. You know, even if it's, even if you got to make up something. Man, he said your game is kind of like Whoopi Goldberg when she played on that one Knicks movie when she was the coach. You know, even if cats are saying stuff like that, whatever it is to motivate you, you got to go in. And right now, I think when you try to turn it on and off, that bites you in the ass at the end of the day. Because when you're playing against the good teams, that's got the juice on 100% of the time. And you only got yours on 50%, 75%. Then finally you're cooking. It's already too late. You cooked. Ask Cleveland. You know, if Cleveland last year played in the Western Conference, I believe they would have got bounced out in the first or the second round. No way they would have advanced because they were not engaged enough defensively. And that's what I'm seeing with Golden State. They running at Draymond Green at the 5. That joint, that is not working. It may have worked in previous years, and I know y'all got some injuries to y'all bench, but listen, Draymond at the 5 ain't working this year. These teams have caught up. Nurkic destroyed Draymond last night. You know? There was no help on Lillard. The game plan last night easily was whoever is guarding Steph or whoever Steph has on them, you go to the hoop. You go one-on-one. That's ISO. We'll move out the way. If it's Lillard, we moving out the way. Even though Steph played good D, but at the end of the day, he can't play both of those guys, you know, the whole game at a high level like that. He's going to get tired. They were not helping. The same thing against OKC. Golden State had troubles with Steven Adams. That was huge because Steven Adams don't get buckets like that. He get buckets, but he looked like Shaq versus Draymond Green. Y'all got to remember, Dre only 6'7". You know, 6'7", what, 230, 240, something like that. Maybe 230. You know, Steven Adams like 6'10", 260. All muscle. He putting all that body weight on you. So, you know, there's some things that the Warriors got to do, man. They got to get back engaged and locked in, man, because if you looked at the game last night and then you compare it to their loss versus OKC last week against Denver, y'all remember they lost back-to-back games. They lost against Utah, who's another playoff team, and they got smoked against Utah. Y'all remember that? They lost by like 31. They got smoked. It can happen again, man. I just want y'all to be aware that I said it first. Golden State, I don't think they're going to make the finals, man. I think it's going to be either Oklahoma City in the finals or Houston Rockets. I'm leaning more towards I was leaning more towards OKC, but now I'm leaning more towards Houston because of the addition of Joe Johnson. And I'm real curious to see what type of role Joe Johnson plays with Houston. You know, I have my assumptions, but you never really know until, you know, he is on the court. You know, I have an idea what he's going to play. But real talk, another thing that that I get a lot of slack for is this. When I say KD ain't our best player, a lot of people get mad at me about that. And I just want to point out the game last night. That's all. I'm just going to point that out. KD had 50 points last night, and the Warriors still lost because Steph didn't have a good game. Now, I said that the Warriors easily win games when Steph has a great game. Steph had 17 last night. Let's switch that around. If Steph had 50 last night and Durant had 17, I believe the Warriors would have blew them out because somebody else would have probably had like 20-something with him. It goes back to that Mario star that I used to talk about. That star, that yellow one, that do 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 do. Steph Curry got that. When he got the star, everybody around him get powers. It's like when you play NBA jams back in the day. You remember that? And then you hitting threes from the corner. You know, when you hit 3 threes in a row, you be like, he's on fire. So then when you hit him in the corner or at the top, you shooting threes, you on fire. You don't miss no matter where you shooting it from. He on fire. Then your teammate get on fire because you sparked him. And then now he on fire. He on fire. He on fire. That's what Steph do opposed to what KD does. I always said Steph Curry is sound wave. Klay Thompson is a tape. KD is a tape. Draymond is a tape. The bench is a tape. I forgot the tape's name. I think one was like Laserbeak, Rumble. You remember them tapes that Soundwave have? That's what them dudes are. They just weapons, but Steph is the battery. If you want to beat the Warriors, you got to slow down Steph. And you can have a chance because they don't win when he have a crappy game. Well, I won't say they don't win. They win, but it's tougher for them to win when he has a crappy game. Now, y'all heard about all those teams that I was telling you guys when I was talking to Harry about that who was slumping. You know, it's always whack to go into the All-Star break, you know, on a losing streak. But we'll see what Boston does. You know, they talking about switching up their lineup. You know, maybe players just got a little tired and restless. It's like when you know you going on vacation, no matter how much work you want to get done, when you know you got vacation next week, man, it's hard to really get motivated and do that work. You know how it is. Do I want to go in or do I want to sit over here and be on this Instagram all day and look at some of these Instagram thoughts? You probably gonna choose the thoughts, especially if you're gonna go on vacation in the next week. That's kind of like probably what these guys are going through right now. They know All-Star Weekend in LA, the Bopper's gonna be out. It's about to be cracking. So maybe that explains why Boston, you know, is slumping, why Golden State is not focused. Maybe they just got too much other things going on. But I'm gonna tell you, Houston focused, winning 10 games out of 10, they last 10. You know what I'm saying? They focus. Harden and CP3, they know about this life. All I'm going to say is Warriors get it together or you might not win that 4-peat. You know? Shout out to everybody in the 916 that's listening. Shout out to everybody in Dayton and everybody in Vegas. Hashtag SNGLV. I'd like to thank you guys for listening to the Full Court Press. And R. Dot will be back Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, not specific time. Y'all go ahead and support Black Panther. Let us know how it is on our social media. And we'll just see y'all later, man. We'll talk to you guys later. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. It's always a pleasure. R. Dot and the Full Court Press, we out.